What is up, everybody? This is Mr. Tony Stark with another special edition of Stark Reviews. This is going to be a follow-up video to my last review of the iPhone 5. A few of you requested that I compare the iPhone 5 with the Samsung Galaxy S3 and take a look at the specs to let you guys know which, in my opinion, do I think is the best one out of the two. Now, I'm just going to go over the specs real quick in comparison what they look like on paper, and then I'll actually tell you what I think. Because I do get to handle both of these devices on a daily basis, I will let you know what I think is going to be the best one and ultimately your best decision for choosing a phone. Now, if you look at the price with contract, the iPhone 5 is $199 for the 16 gig, which is the same price as the Samsung Galaxy S3. It does go up to $299 once you go to the 32. The iPhone 5 is available in 64 gigs, whereas the Samsung Galaxy S3 is not. So that is one advantage that the iPhone 5 has with internal memory. However, the iPhone 5 has no external storage, so you can't put a memory card in it, whereas the S3 does support up to a 32 gigabyte internal memory card. So you can have quite a bit of memory if you did go with the 32 and then another 32 there. So you could technically match the iPhone 5 at that point. Looking down, obviously the iPhone 5 runs the latest operating system, as does the S3. The processor, obviously the iPhone 5 has the latest Apple A6 processor, whereas the S3 has the quad-core Exynos 4412. The display, the iPhone 5 has a 4-inch display, whereas the Galaxy S3 is 4.8. And as you can see, looking at the dimensions there, the iPhone is 4.8 by 2.3, and the S3 is 5.38 by 2.78. The iPhone 5 basically fits, the entire phone fits inside of the screen of the S3. So if you're looking for a large screen for watching TV, YouTube, that kind of stuff, the S3 is definitely the phone to get. Has one of the largest screens for that brand of phone as far as like what you're looking at, a handheld device, until you get into something like the Note, which is more of a tablet. But anyway, just continuing down there, the weight of the iPhone 5 is slightly smaller than the S3. They're both LTE capable. They both have Wi-Fi. They both have the same megapixel rear-facing camera. The iPhone 5 does have a lower resolution front-facing camera. You can see that it has the S3 has a 1 megapixel difference over the iPhone 5, which is great if you're looking to use Skype a lot, or any kind of video chat, that kind of stuff. They both record in 1080p. Like I said about the storage, they pretty much have the same storage capabilities. Let's see, looking down here, the battery life is another thing. Well, even before we go into the battery life, like I said before, the S3, actually I got that number wrong. It's actually 64 gig external, I guess I should say, external SD card. So you can put a 64 on top of if you have a 32 gigabyte internal storage in your phone. So that's a lot of memory. Going to the battery life, 8 hours on the iPhone 5, 11 hours on the S3. So you have another 3 total hours of talk time. Talk and battery use as far as that goes. And also the S3 is made out of plastic and the iPhone is made out of aluminum. Alright, so those are the specs. Just looking at them on paper, it kind of does look like the S3 has the slight advantage for a couple different things. Now, honestly, if you are an Apple user and you're used to using the iPhone product, you've had all the different generations, you probably won't enjoy the S3, even though the specs are a little bit better. Those small differences probably won't make you switch over to an Android. Okay, so these specs alone, those reasons alone, does not make the S3 better than the iPhone 5. So even though, like I said, the specs are better for the S3, I'm not going to say that Apple users should definitely switch off of the Apple product. I'm definitely not going to, even though, like I said, looking at it on paper, it does look like the S3 beats it out. I will say, however, that the deciding factor, if you do not have either one of these devices and you are going to be purchasing one or the other, for me personally, and this is my own opinion, if I was going to buy one or the other and I wasn't an Apple user, I would go with the S3 for this simple fact alone, that the S3 is on the Android market. Now, on the Android marketplace, when you buy applications, games, all kinds of different things, 75% of those applications are going to be free. Whereas on the Apple Marketplace, I think it's 72% are actually paid applications, which is a huge number compared to the amount that's free on the Android Marketplace. I don't know how much that means to you personally, but if I was going to download a bunch of games and a bunch of stuff on a marketplace and I was worried about paying for them, I would go with Android just because most of them are free. Okay, that's just the straight facts. Now, being that I am an Apple user, that I do love all of Apple's products, I'm obviously going to stick with the iPhone. I don't think that the S3 has enough of an advantage over the iPhone for me to want to just abandon Apple completely and jump ship. So that being said, it's up to you to make that decision. You can look at the specs on paper, but you really have to play with the phone. You have to get in and actually see if it feels right in your hand, and go from there. I hope this has kind of helped you. Like I said, I got a couple of comments wanting to compare these two phones here. So I'm thinking that if you don't have a phone and you can look at these stats and listen to the advice that I have, you might be able to make a little bit more informed decision as far as that goes. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below, letting me know either way with whether you have an S3 or you have the iPhone 5 or whether you are going to choose one or the other or none of the above. But until next time, guys, peace.